With me, Robbie Slater and Mark Bosnich. Robbie, let's have a look at that goal. Thank goodness for the goal. We didn't want a penalty shootout, but Harry Kewell and Matt Mackay, fantastic stuff.
Yeah, look, a lot of our chances were sort of scrappy in their construction. This was brilliant. I mean, it's the ball, we spread it out wide to Matt Mackay, and he picks out Harry Kewell. That's a difficult area to cross the ball from. His coach, Ange Postecoglou, wouldn't be happy he crosses it from that because he doesn't like to cross the ball from those sort of areas. But that is of the highest quality, and so is the finish. That's a great header. Harry Kewell kept his eye on the ball all the way and guides that home.
Because they were threatening so much in extra time as well.
We threatened throughout the game, and there were times as well when Iraq threw him, but we were by far the better side. And to be fair as well, and I think Harry will be fair, you know, he was due one. His general play during the tournament and tonight has been good, very good. But his finishing hasn't been the best, and he was due one, and it was a super finish. It's a finish of a quality striker, and one that hopefully will now elevate him in terms of confidence. He seemed a little bit lacking in confidence in terms of that final finish. He's had quite a few chances since the Indy game, and like I said, hasn't taken advantage. But his general play has been outstanding. Yeah, and his general play has been excellent.
In consensus, we've all been saying that this is now Harry's best position to lead the line for the Socceroos. And what you need to do is score goals when you're leading the line and bring other players into play. He's been doing that, and he's had chances, and that one he puts away, and it's the winner.
At halftime, you guys seemed fairly relaxed. It was still scoreless, but you seemed quite relaxed, confident that the Aussies would go on ahead and do it. But it turns out we do seem to have this same problem, maybe a little bit tentative in front of goal. What do you think has been missing? What's missing for the Socceroos, because it's still a problem?
Well, the reason why the strikers in all around the world, the people pay the most money for them, and they're normally paid the most. Except in special circumstances, is the reason what you're looking for now is because they score goals, and it's a very peculiar knack. It's a knack that makes the excellent from the very, very good, and a lot of it comes down to belief. You'll speak to a lot of strikers, and a lot of strikers, if you speak to people like Robbie Fowler, Dwight York, people like that, Alan Shearer will probably tell you the same. Robbie, you played with him at Blackburn. A lot of it is belief and confidence.
Of course it is.
And that comes from a lot of repetition, but nothing substitutes getting a goal in a big game, and this will do wonders for Harry's confidence. Like I said, little bits of concern, the fact that we had to play it 120 minutes. It was far more uncomfortable than it should have been, really. At a team like Iraq, although they're reigning champions, that was from 4 years ago. And in terms of of our stature in world football, we should be beating teams like Iraq. So a little bit more uncomfortable with what we would have liked. Be interested to see how everybody shapes up after this game in terms of injury-wise. You saw Harry at the end limping very badly from that shocking tackle, which could have seen a red card actually for the Iraqi number.
And the turnaround's quite quick, isn't it?
And the turnaround's very quick. Uzbekistan have had an extra day's rest,
but they didn't have to play 100.
And they have looked impressive during the tournament. But again, not a team that's gonna scare me. I saw Uzbekistan play against Australia in the World Cup qualifiers.
We beat them twice.
We beat them twice. So another game really that we should be looking to win. But very, very happy tonight because, like you said, once it goes into, it's a separate game from extra time to the main game. I talked about resetting, and I was getting ready for that speech as well before it was in the penalty shootout. It goes from will and determination and fitness from extra time, then down to nerve in the penalty shootout. And even though we've got a very good penalty saver in Mark Schwartz, you still never know. So just thankfully that we got that goal right to win. I'm very, very happy for Harry. Like I said, I think his efforts have deserved the goal. And Matty Mackay as well. I think he come in at left back against Bahrain, let nobody down, and once again tonight playing in a more familiar position in midfield. Was excellent. It was very strong fitness-wise as well. His fitness impressed me, Robbie.
Oh, very fit.
He was very fresh all throughout.
All the way through. Well, after we scored the goal, you saw him racing up to the corner with the ball. Yeah. And he looked as fresh as when the game kicked off in the first minute. But very happy for Matty Mackay, as you just said, rightfully pulling out, because he produces a moment of real quality, which proves decisive, and that's always important in the game. And Harry will get all the accolades, and so will Matt Mackay, and so they should, because the game was dead set. We were waiting, weren't we? Yeah. I mean, there was 2 minutes to go. We're sitting here thinking, oh, here we go. It's penalties, and they pulled out a goal of real quality.
Well, here are our extra time chances. As you guys mentioned, there were plenty from both sides, but we're looking at the goal here as well.
We're going to see a lot of this goal tomorrow.
Ange Postecoglou will be very proud as well. It's a credit to himself, to Mackay, and to Brisbane Roar, his fitness and how sharp he was right to the end. Yeah,
well, they've had an outstanding season, but people talk about the quality of the A-League, and one of the major factors of football is your fitness. Now, if we're talking about fitness-wise, there's a player that's playing regular in the A-League, and he was perhaps the fittest player on the pitch in the end.